So today on the 1980 Pontiac Trans Am, we're going to be installing the floor pan. And please don't ask me why this thing is so big. You're not going to need the whole thing. And if you do, you got bigger problems than a floor pan. So let me set this down and I'll show you what needs to be done. Hold on, JD. You may want to check out that infestation in the car before you begin. Yes, this is true. Now, I have tried everything to eradicate these little creatures. And if anyone has any ideas how to eradicate them, please let me know. And they're back. And come look at this. This is so weird. I'm telling you, I'm taking them out once and for good. Whoa, they're shooting at me. This is complete craziness. What is going on? All right, truce. The JD is here. If you made it this far, thank you. But 90% of all YouTube channels fail. So let's beat the odds and let's get this channel to grow. So all I'm asking is for, it's free, a like, a share, and a comment. Thank you. All right, let's get back to this floor pan. But I've been asked, some people have wanted me to do a walk around this car. So let's do a quick one. Let's get this over with. So what we have here is a 1980 Pontiac Trans Am. This car originally came with a 301 Pontiac engine, and JD wasn't going to have any of that, so he put in a 400 Pontiac engine. And if you notice, the top of the car is a different color from the body. Well, that's because JD wanted to be cool and put T-tops in. And yes, these are the good T-tops, the one the factory put in by Fisher Body. Now, this car has very minimal rust, but what it does have on the passenger side is many very deep dents, almost like someone took a hammer and just whacked this thing as hard as they could. I guess they were just having a gay old time and couldn't stop. But yes, we're going to do a video on repairing these. The rear tail panel has also been replaced on this car, and you guessed it. That was done by me, but no videos were made for this process. This is a very common spot for this car to rust out, especially a Midwest car. All right, let's get to work on that floor pan. Now, I've done like 2 of these, so I think that makes me a master, maybe a professional. It's gotta. Okay, as you can see, we're working on the passenger side floor pan. And we obviously don't need the whole thing. And we don't want to use the whole thing. We try to keep as much original metal as we can. I don't know why. They say it's better. It probably is. So right now I'm going to focus on cutting this pan down. This is just way too big for me to work with, and I don't need it all. What JD is doing here, he's making an estimate on how much he can cut off of this panel to make it more manageable so he can get his final cut. I just need it more manageable. I can't. And if I mess it up, it's my problem. I'll buy another one. I don't want to. I want to do it on my first try. Well, it's almost like one of those things. Cut 20 times. Waste a lot of time, but save some money. And what he means by all this nonsense he's talking about is cut 20 times, then rather make a mistake and have to buy a new panel. They are $150 a pop, and this JD guy is not made out of money. Maybe, maybe not. Let's try it. And I hope I got this. I hope I don't mess this up. Well, that's not going to work. One whole disc. And I don't even have this thing cut all the way through. We got to come up with a better way. Some of you already know how much I hate this tool. This thing can really mess you up. Be careful. That's all I have to say. I try to use it as little as possible, but sometimes you just have to use it. I'm just trying to cut it down to get it more manageable. I almost feel like Bad Chad working on the concrete. Get a table. So I'm sorry if I'm sniffling, but man, is that a word, sniffling? I'm sorry if I have the sniffles. But it's cold out here. Let's see how this fits. But like I said earlier, you're better off cutting this thing 100 times rather than buying 100 of these, because that can add up. A quick test fit on the panel. Now remember, this is a test fit. This is not the permanent fit. JD wants to butt weld this, so he's going to have to mark this panel out so he can cut this thing perfect. It has to be perfect. Look at that. Wow. I didn't really think it was going to fit that good. Check this out. Look at that. She's in there. We got a little gap here, but we'll be able to pinch weld that and close that up. But I'm probably gonna cut a little more off this, you know, maybe another couple inches, and then I'll mark it on this one and I'll cut it. Same thing up here. And we'll get this thing welded in.